Hello students, welcome to this class of B.A.Part First. I am Dr.S.S.Vaidwan, Department of English, and today we'll discuss a very beautiful sonnet composed by Toru Dutt, and the title of the sonnet is The Lotus. Before starting with the sonnet, let us discuss something about Toru Dutt. She was born in 1856 and she passed away in 1877, and uh, she passed away at a very early age. At the age of 21, she passed away. She was educated at her home along with her sister Oru, and she was born in a culturally rich and educated family in Bengal. Toru Dutt, along with her sister, stayed in France, England, and Italy. The stay abroad helped her in becoming proficient in English and also developed her creative faculty. The early death of her only brother Abju in 1865 and that of her sister in 1874 left Toru in deep distress, and the same melancholic nature can be traced in her poetry. Toru's collections are titled A Sheaf Gleaned in French Fields. It also contains her translations from French to English. Her poems on Indian themes were published after her death. Her father published her poems in 1882 with the title Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan. Now we come to the sonnet, The Lotus, written in the Petrarchan style. Here in this sonnet, Toru Dutt, she talks about nature, how Flora, the goddess of flowers and vegetation, that is nature, and the two rivals fighting for the title of the undisputed queen in the sonnet are the white lily and the red rose. Now, the white lily is a symbol of purity and innocence. It has the appearance and pride of Juno, the wife of Jupiter. Psyche's bower. Now, before we discuss the sonnet, let us take a reading of the sonnet, The Lotus. Love came to Flora asking for a flower. That would of flowers be undisputed queen. The lily and the rose, the two contenders, the lily and the rose, long, long had been. They had been quarreling for a very long time for this undisputed title of the queen of flowers. Rivals for that high honor, bards of power, had sung their claims. They both were claiming the rose can never tower like the pale lily with her Juno mane. But is the lily lovelier? So this was the question of dispute. Thus, between flower, fractions rank the strife in Psyche's bower. Here, Psyche is the classical mythology. It is the personification of the soul in the form of a beautiful girl. So, if we discuss it in ordinary language, it would mean the human soul, spirit, or mind. The word psychology related to the working of the mind is derived from the same root, we can say. So, flower fractions rank the strife in Psyche's bar. Give me a flower, delicious as the rose, and stately as the lily in her pride. So, she asks for a flower which has qualities of both the rose and the lily. But of what color? Rose red, love first chose. So the question was, of what color? And Rose said, love's first choice is red, and I have a red color. then prayed, "No, lily white." And it was countered by lily, whose white color, color of peace. And finally, the flora gave the lotus, which contains both the redness of the rose and the whiteness of lily. And lily white, queenliest flower that blows. So the title, it went to the lotus. So let us now discuss the poem. Psyche's bower here means the garden where Psyche, the beloved of the beloved of Cupid, lived. It is believed that this garden contained the most beautiful flowers of nature. Now, considering the claims of the fragrant rose and pure lily, Flora gave lotus the love god, saying that it has the redness of the rose and purity of the lily. The poem presents a fanciful thought in the form of a dialogue between the god of love and vegetation, that is Flora, and the rose and the lily, the two contenders, who are the rivals in claiming the title of the Queen of Flowers. The poet Toru Dutt, he says that both the contenders, they have their own qualities of fragrance and purity, but Flora made a fusion of the two and gave the title to the lotus, who has the qualities of both the rose and the lily. The lotus, it symbolizes truth, beauty, and auspiciousness. The lotus has special significance in Indian culture as a symbol of purity and non-attachment. This flower grows in ponds and stagnant water, as you all must be knowing, but is not polluted. And thus, like a man of wisdom, it is not affected either by sorrow or change. It is believed that Brahma sprung from the lotus. In Indian mythology, it is believed. The concept of Satyam Shivam Sundaram is attached to the lotus, symbolizing truth, auspiciousness, and beauty. It is also the national flower of India. Now, the figures of both love and flora, that is, the reference to the plants, flora and fauna, meaning here the bounty of nature. The goddess of flowers are personified. When love wants a flower to express its feeling, the various strengths of the lily and the rose are compared. As the competition is very close, you might have noticed when we read the poem, the lotus is chosen as it combines the colors, the stateliness, and the beauty of both. So, if we look at some of the important words, first is bards, the poets. They also mention these flowers, lily and rose. And then we have the Psyche. As I deciphered, this classical mythology, in classical mythology, it is the personification of the soul in the form of a beautiful girl. So in this particular sonnet, which is composed in the Petrarchan style by Toru Dutt, she beautifully describes the two contenders, their arguments, and ultimately the winner, that is lotus, which symbolize truth, beauty, and auspiciousness. The rhyme scheme of the sonnet is A B B A B B A C D C D D C. I hope, dear students, you have understood this beautiful sonnet by Toru Dutt. We'll continue with the next poem in the next class. Thank you very much.